you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And I remember when I got my first NES. It was Christmas. We had gone to visit my grandma in Alabama. We came home, opened the door, and there was a coffee table in the middle of our living room. And sitting on the coffee table was my NES. It was the power set, not the action set, and not the deluxe set, because the deluxe set had been discontinued because they had only made 2 games to work with the ROM. The power set was cool. It had the control deck in there, 2 controllers, the gray zapper, the original one, the power pad, and a triple game pack that had Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet on it. World Class Track Meet was the outlier here. It was the new thing. Come to find out a few years later, World Class Track Meet was not that game's original name. And it wasn't made by Nintendo. Like to hear a little story about it? Here we go. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the insanely rare stadium events. Alright, babies. It's story time. You see, once upon a time, Bandai was a big-time collaborator with Nintendo on all things Famicom. And Bandai was allowed to kind of do their own thing and bring it to the table and see what Nintendo thought about it. Well, they brought out a thing called the Family Fun Fitness Mat, and Nintendo liked it. They made a game to go along with it, kind of like a packing game of sorts, called Stadium Events, and Nintendo liked that. So much so that Nintendo bought the rights to the Family Fun Fitness Mat and Stadium Events. Changed the name of Stadium Events to World Class Track Meet, and the rest is history. Stadium Events is a standard track and field title where you did a couple of different events. The 100-meter dash, 110-meter hurdles, triple jump, and long jump. And you can compete against other people, or you competed against a collection of computer-controlled opponents. And their names kind of coincided with how fast they ran. Turtle was the slowest. Then you got horse and rabbit and horse and bear and bobcat and cheetah was the fastest. And it wasn't anything spectacular outside of the way that your character controlled. Other than that, though, it was a standard game. So color me shocked when I find out that, Stadium Events, 1, it's incredibly rare, and 2, the resale price on it is crazy. There are very few actual differences between it and World Class Track Meet with Forgotten States. There's very few differences here. But, people want what they want, and I'm not going to sit here and try to tell somebody not to go hunting for what they want. But I will tell you, be careful what you're hunting for, because you might mess around and end up owing somebody a kidney or something. I say that because if you decide you want to get yourself a copy of Stadium Events, baby, European copies have gone for over $3,000. Repro carts, you can get a repro cart for the Lowski. I don't know why you would need a repro card of it, because it's the same thing as World Class Track Meet. It just has a different title card and a different label. The only way you would need to get a copy of Stadium Events as a reproduction card is if you're trying to scam somebody. As far as US copies, I've seen copies go for, I saw a cheap copy go for like 15. I saw another copy go for like 41. I saw a copy go for 11. Apparently a sealed copy went for as much as 500,000. This is not something that you jump into unless you for real got the money to jump into it, and then you got a whole bunch of other money ducked off somewhere else. This ain't something to play around with. Stadium events is nasty work if you're trying to buy a game. And speculators and resellers are weird when it comes to this game. So I wouldn't even bother. World Class Track Meet is right there. And if you real hard up to have a copy of Stadium Events on your shelf, you can get a repro. It's not that big a deal. But this has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, if Taito is a house of hidden gems, this is their crown jewel.